Sam, he dominated. It wasn't even close. Hey, what's up everyone? Daniel here. I'm going to be going over Sam Sulek's competition at the Arnold Classics. And what a performance it was. Trust me, bro brought it. Going over the first pose is the front double bicep. And let me just say, Sam absolutely destroyed it. So here's the thing. Sam only had one really big critique, one major flaw that he had to work on. And that is showing proper definition in his legs. Boom! Do you see that? Do you see the striations on the quads right there? Bro brought it. So here's the thing. We all knew that he had the definition to show it. He proved it when he did his leg stomp the day before of his prior competition. Yet for some reason, he wasn't able to show off that beautiful striations, all that definition that he worked so hard for. Now, he learned how to properly display it. Until here, he pulls off that beautiful vacuum, crunching down on those abs, and then boom, look at the definition and separation in those quads. Just with this alone, if you compare Sam's prior performance to this show right here, it's night and day. He looks sharper and leaner than even before. Now, I think the main reason here was, one, learning how to properly display his definitions. And I think that this time he actually carved up a little bit less. I think the major flaw last time as well was over carbing. I think he spilled over a little bit. This time he did hold back a little bit, and it was worth it. You could tell bro brought his A game. So I really think that the first time that he competed, he spilled over. He was shredded, he was diced. Yet on the day of the show, he wasn't able to actually show all that definition. And we can't really blame Sam for that. I mean, it was his first competition, and he was self-coached. If anything, it's amazing that he was able to perform so well, both then and now, being self-coached. See, here's the thing. On his last competition, he probably ate so many carbs and drank so much water. Since he had to diet down so much, he wanted to look as full as possible on stage. I can get that. But the thing is that when you're in classic physique, it's not all about the size. Yes, you have to have the size, but it's also about the definition, the symmetry, the overall aesthetics. In this case for Sam, the best thing that he did was actually show up in this time a little bit smaller, as in less carved up. Yeah, he sacrificed a little bit of fullness, but look at the pure definition and aesthetics that this man has here. Ultimately, classic physique rewards definition and proportions. Yeah, you have to have size, but you have to be ripped. You have to have that nice X-ray. Sam's case, he didn't need the size. He already has the size. He was struggling to make weight. He had the size. He just needed to show up shredded and diced, which he did. Now, when we move to the side poses, this is even more impressive. I hate it when people say that Sam has a wide waist. He doesn't. Yeah, there are smaller waists out there, but Sam's waist relative to his size, it's really small. And then look at the definition that he has. Look at the obliques. Look at the small waist in comparison to the legs and the upper body. You can see the fullness in the chest. You can see the separations in the quads. You can see the hand drop. Sam is diced here. So here we have him doing the twisted double bicep pose or the Arnold pose, and he looks amazing doing this. So while I really love his thigh and ab pose, I got to admit, this pose looks badass on him. I really like this pose on him. Also, just look how lean he is here. Look how lean his legs are. I feel that Sam Sulek is the type of guy to get negative criticism or even positive, constructive criticism, take it to heart, and make whatever weakness he had and turn it into his greatest assets. I mean, look at his prior competition. 10 weeks out, Jay Cutler tells him, you're in decent shape. You're alright, but you ain't nothing wow 10 weeks out. And what does Sam do? He gets absolutely insanely shredded in 10 weeks. Competes. What was his major criticism? Bro, you need to show off your legs better. You're not showing off your legs. Then what does he do? Boom! That's one of the things that I think we all love about Sam. He's just hardworking. He's one of those types of guys where you give him some feedback and he's gonna really apply it. I remember back in the day when Sam was actually bulking up. Who would have thought back in the day when Sam was weighing 240 pounds plus, drinking chocolate milk from a gallon inside of the supermarket, that he was going to be shredded competing in classic physique? I'll wait. And these poses are night and day difference. Look at this quad stomp. It's a quad stomp that even Jay Cutler would be proud of. So after the first call out from 12 athletes, the best 6 go back to duke it out. So here, you want to be placed at the center of the stage. Whoever is at the center of the stage is winning the show. Who's ever on the sides are going to be gunning for second and third, and then fourth and fifth, so on and so on. You can see here, Sam starts off from the sides. So right here, after Sam is initially moved into place, yes, he's closer to the center, but he's not at the center yet. Really gunning for that first place yet. If anything, he's gunning for around third place here. But immediately, if you look at the competitors on both sides of Sam, you can tell there's no comparison. When you look at the guy who's at the center right next to Sam, yes, he has an incredibly small waist, a nice V-taper, but ultimately, he's just too small compared to Sam Sulek. And honestly, compared to the rest of the competitors, he has like a good 20 to 25 pounds to gain in order to be in the same, category. So when you see here, he's actually the first person to be pushed out. He has a nice physique. He just needs another 20 to 25 pounds there. Now, I assumed that when he was pulled out, Sam was actually going to be placed in the center. And honestly, I don't know why he wasn't immediately placed at the center. Again, when we do the same analysis here, look at the person who was just placed at the center, look at Sam, and look at the person on the other side of Sam. It's day and night. Look at the size and the definitions of the quads here. So in my opinion, not only does Sam dominate in the upper body portion here, he absolutely destroyed them in the lower body, in your legs. And remember, this is classic physique. You need that X-frame. You need a solid upper body, really lean waist, but you need the broad, striated legs. And then from the back, arguably Sam's best body part and his best posing. It's day and night. It's not even close. Look at the definition. Look at the Christmas tree on his back. Look at the V-taper and the overall size on the upper back. Broad shoulders, narrow waist, defined, really large hamstrings here. It wasn't even close. What's even more impressive here? Classic physique is a tall man's game. Meaning, the taller you are, the more advantage you have in theory, because you get to carry more size with larger limbs, which means broader shoulders. Yet, Sam has more size and more definition than him. This is really impressive. Who would have thought, when we compare Sam to the past, drinking chocolate milk straight from the gallon, to here, who would have thought that he would have been able to get so ripped, so striated, and win not only his first overall show for a qualifier, get his pro card, and arguably the hardest show that there is to get your pro card in. You could tell that Sam really loves to compete and just really wants to do his best here, because he could have chosen any single competition to try to get his pro card in. Any single competition. Yet he decides to go for the hardest competition possible to get your pro card in, and still crushes it on his second competition at 23 years old? At 23, self-coach on his second competition ever got his pro card in arguably the hardest competition to get your pro card in. Judges, they made him go through these poses over and over and over again. I think they went through like 3 or 4 rounds of posing. It wasn't to determine if Sam was gonna win or not. After the first round, Sam had already won. Okay? He already won. The judges make him to go over and over and over again. It wasn't to determine the number 1 place. It was to determine who's going to be second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and so on. It is a competition. We don't just announce the first place and, forget about everyone else. There's a second place winner, third place, fourth place, fifth place, so on and so on. I believe that honestly, it was just trying to determine, okay, Sam won. We can't tell him to just get off the stage because he won already. So we just need to see, okay, so who are we going to give second place to? Who's going to be in third? Who's going to be in fourth? And who's going to be in fifth? So on and so on. Just compare it. You could tell that even being shorter than the guy who we just replaced, he's fuller and he's leaner. Look at the fullness in the upper body. While every single competitor here has pretty well-developed upper bodies, Sam has more mass. And then especially when you compare the legs. Remember, it's legs. When it's classic physique, you're being judged from the bottom up. Anything I will say here, especially on the rear pose, and a lot of people have said this and I agree, you need to change your trunks, your posing trunks. get smaller trunks so you could actually show off your glutes a little bit better, so that people could actually see the striations on your glutes. I honestly think that the best choice that Sam ever did was decide to compete in classic physique. Sam, he already has the size and the overall look for classic physique. If Sam were to transition into open bodybuilding, even though he is freakishly large, in open bodybuilding, he's way too small. When you compare him to open bodybuilding, he would easily need to gain another 50 to 60 pounds of pure muscle, if not even more, in order to be actually competitive in the open bodybuilding realm, where we have people who are competing in 250, 270, and almost 300 pounds lean, okay? The amount of drug abuse that he would have to use and put his body through in order to reach that, if at this point he still can gain another 50 pounds. Remember, Sam is not a beginner. The newbie gains are gone. And while he's not open about it, I'm pretty sure he's already on some sort of protocol, if you want to say that. So just adding another 50 pounds on top of that, even if it is possible, how much damage does he have to do to his body to achieve it? Comparison, if he does stay in classic physique, is much healthier. The doses are much lower for him. He's already hovering at his max weight anyways. He would only need to gain another 10 pounds to reach his cap. So it'll be healthier for him. It'll be more sustainable long term. And I believe that his overall look is actually better suited for a classic physique. What's next for Sam? Are we going to see him competing real soon again as a pro in his very first pro show? No, I actually don't think that. It's highly unlikely. It's not even my opinion. The thing is that this is said by Sam himself. In words, officially, now that the Arnold Classics are over and he won, he's going straight into bulk mode. He said it himself. He was dying to go back into a bulk. He pretty much hated this dieting process. While he does look fantastic, Sam at heart, he loves to bulk and build muscle. Pretty much he feels that when he was dieting, he wasn't really making any tangible progress, as in not building muscle. No, sadly, for the time being, I don't think that Sam is going to be competing anytime soon, since he does want to go back on a bulk and gain some more size. But who knows? Maybe he does decide to bulk up, gain those 10 pounds, and then cut back down, surprise us all in his very first pro show, and dominate that as well. What do you think is next for Sam Sulek? Do you think that we're going to see him soon competing as a pro, dominating the classic physique category? Let me know down below in the comments. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, or you're trying to get into better shape, you're trying to lose some weight or gain some muscle, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It's free. And I work really hard to try to give you the best information that I can to try to help you with your goals. But until next time,